And hi, everybody. Welcome to the Silver Fox blog. I'm Rich Roste, and this is brought to you by the Eastway Bowl. Eastway Bowl in Sioux Falls, where there is something for everyone on East 10th Street. Stop by and check it out, and check out their website, eastwaybowl.com. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the ball game last week where the Sioux Falls Storm was defeated by the Omaha Beef by a score of 43-37. Instead, I'm going to direct you to go to another part of the Sioux Falls Storm website and go to the Storm Radio archive and click on the Curtis Riggs show from this past Tuesday. We have downloaded the audio to that, the entire show, all of the guests. We have John Keith on the show, also Brian McIntyre and Wendy Luter from the office was on there too. But the first two segments with the coach, Curtis Riggs, and he had some great things to say about the game and about the direction that the Storm is going. And I think, rather than for me to try to explain that to you, just go to that site, listen to the two segments. They're longer than normal. There aren't any highlights in there. It's just the coach and I talking. And Coach Riggs was very candid about some of his statements as far as the game, about the team itself, and how he's going to redirect this team or get this team directed for the end of the season and hopefully a championship run. And I think that just check that out, and I think you'll be glad you did, because it's probably one of the most open conversation he and I have had. We've had some great conversations on the Coach's Show, but this time I think that Coach really was speaking to all of the fans during that broadcast. Now, as far as things are concerned with the Storm, they have a bye week this week, so there's not a lot of things to talk about as far as an upcoming game, other than the fact that you can get your playoff tickets. Contact the Storm office if you're a season ticket holder. Then later on, if you're not a season ticket holder, you can get in touch with the Sioux Falls Storm about tickets for the playoffs. Also, get your tickets for the ball game coming up on the 29th. Omaha is coming back into town. That's going to be a shootout. We had 4,329 paid attendance at the Storm game this last Saturday. It was a fantastic crowd. And that throughout the rest of the year, tickets are going to be more difficult to come by. So get your tickets early for that contest, because that one is going to be a great rematch. And it's also going to be the last home game until we take on Sioux City. That's going to be on June 19th. But now coming up, also just wanted to talk about the next Curtis Riggs show. We're going to have that out at Champs next week, and we're going to have some very special things that we are planning for that event. But we're not going to let you know right now because we haven't finalized everything. But keep checking in with the Storm website, and we'll let you know what's going on. But make a point. Next Tuesday at 5:30, Champs. We've got the Augustana room there at Champs Americana. Come on down. We've always had great crowds. We want even more because we're going to have some very special guests at the Curtis Riggs show that coming up next Tuesday. Now, another thing I want to talk about as far as the team is concerned, we've heard some things about people saying, well, the team isn't playing like it did back in the day, or, wishing so-and-so was here, or things like that. The thing is, folks, if you think back, if you go back far enough, the heroes that we had back in the 2005 and the championship run of those years, a lot of those guys had played through some lean years too. And it took a while to get to that level. Well, the Storm team right now, these guys are our stars now. And the guys that have had their glory, and they have left a tremendous legacy. But the torch has been passed. And the fans, and we as fans, need to realize that there are players now, the Storm players now, they are our stars. And they are going to leave their mark with the Sioux Falls Storm like all of the other players have. So we need to embrace the fans, the players now, and the fans do that. And when the big plays happen, just let them know, because those guys are out there. They're taking care of business, and it's not going to do anything but get better throughout the course of the rest of the season. But, as far as the former stars, they're still stars in our heart. The guys in the field right now, they are our stars now. and we can make them feel like stars by the way we appreciate them and the plays that they make. So coming up in the weeks ahead, the Storm may make some changes. There may be some different people on the field. Those are our players. Those are the ones that Coach Riggs feels is going to give us the best opportunity to make another championship run. And that's exactly what this season is all about, the season of redemption, 2010. We want to be able to get back to that championship game and reclaim the status of being the best, being the champion of indoor football. And we can't do it alone. The thing is that we as a team, I consider myself a small part of the team, but the players, we can't do it alone. The fans are so important to the way that the guys play. And, the rowdiness at home and being able to have that support, that's what's really going to make this team, carry itself out, because some of these guys are hurting. Some of these guys are, had some tough year with injuries and that. But it's amazing what you can play through when the fans are there to support you and be there with you no matter what. And that's the important thing, the fans that are there no matter what. And this team's going to be there, and it's going to be great to have all of you fans with this team also. So coming up a week from this Saturday, it's going to be Omaha back in town. Then the Storm's going to be going out to Colorado and Billings for a couple of tough games there. Finish off the season against Sioux City. And so we've got 2 home games left for the Sioux Falls Storm in the regular season. And then the playoffs come. And, folks, it's going to be quite a ride. And we're hopefully playing in that ball game in the middle of June for that championship. And if things go the right direction, that championship game will be in Sioux Falls. But all of those things are to come. The biggest thing we want to concentrate on is Omaha coming up in a week from Saturday. Great turnout. We want to make sure that the fans create the stars and the players know that they're stars on the Sioux Falls Storm team. And just like the stars that have played throughout the course of all of their years with the Sioux Falls Storm, the championship years, the years when things were tougher, all of those guys are stars, but the ones we have in the field right now, we need to make sure that they know that they are our stars of this season of Redemption 2010. So this has been the Silver Fox Blog. Thanks for tuning in. Always appreciate the folks that do that. We've had a great deal more since we moved our link to the front of the Sioux Falls Storm page. But again, check out the Curtis Riggs Show archive. I think you'll be really pleased at some of the things that Coach says, and just listen to it, enjoy that broadcast. It's been a great being associated with that, and Coach Riggs always does such a great job answering my questions. But anyway, this has been the Silver Fox Blog, brought to you by Eastway Bowl on East 10th Street in Sioux Falls, where there is something for everyone. So take care. We'll talk to you again next week about the Omaha game coming up. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you again. Goodbye.